Hi guys, this is going to be the tutorial to show you how to make this flower headband. For this project you're going to need a 6mm hook or a size J and a 3.5mm hook or a size E and 4 different colors, medium worsted weight yarn or 10-ply yarn. You only need a little bit for the center of the flower, so you can use some scrap yarn for that. So let's get our 6mm hook. Grab the color that you want for your main color here. I'm going to do yellow. Hopefully it'll show up on camera. And we start by making our slip knot and chain 55. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll meet you back here whenever you've got your 55 chains. Okay, once you get your chain of 55, make sure that it's all going the right direction, the same direction, that it's not twisted. And then in our beginning chain, I'm going to be going under 2, slip stitch into the last chain and then into the beginning chain. Okay, now in the same stitch that you just slip stitched into, you want to do a single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and start hiding my tails. Okay, and then this first stitch again, I'm going to go ahead, use my smaller hook here, and place a marker. I just want to know where my beginning stitch is. It's typically a good idea when you're working around with single crochet to always mark your project. And be careful when you're single crocheting around here, make sure it doesn't get twisted. 4 rows, for this row and the next 2 rows, so for a total of 3 rows, you need to do single crochet in each stitch around. And you should have 55 stitches. So when you get to the end of the first row, count to make sure you have 55. And then do 2 more rows of single crochet. Little side note, for this project, you're also going to need a tapestry needle to sew on your flower at the end. Okay, I just want to show you here, when you get to the end of your first row, make sure that everything is not twisted and that you have 55 stitches. And what you want to do is, once you're sure you have 55 stitches, is just go into the first stitch and single crochet. You just want to continue to work in the round. Don't slip stitch at the beginning or anything, just keep working single crochets. So I'm beginning my second row of single crochets. So I'll do this one, and I'll do my next round, and then I'll see you back here. Okay, I've reached the last stitch of my round. This here is the beginning of my round where I have my marker here. So what I want to do is the stitch before, I want to switch colors. First off, I'm going to cut my main color here, leave myself a little bit of tail, and then grab the color that you wish to use next. Also leave yourself a little bit of tail here, and slip stitch through the 2 loops to change colors like that. Then now for round 4, what we want to do is single crochet 3. That's your first. I'm working over my tails as I go. It's 2, and that's 3. 4th stitch, you want to double crochet 1 row down. So I'm going to be going through this stitch because it's working diagonal. So I can go, this is the stitch that's next. I'm just going to go underneath this one. pull up a loop, just like that, my first double crochet. And then again, I want to make sure that I skip that stitch. Okay, it may be better to line it up like this. Okay, this is the stitch we need to skip because we're going to be doing a double crochet. So we need to be able to put, maybe we should go here. Let's go diagonal this direction. It'll be easier for us to not single crochet in that space. Sorry, it's been a few weeks since I designed this thing. Having to remember what I did. Okay, so one row down, I did a double crochet. And now this stitch here has a double crochet in front of it, so it's going to be easier for us to not single crochet into that one. So in the next 3 stitches to the left, 1, 2, 3 single crochets. Let me get the camera up here a little closer. Again, let's do, this is the one we want to make sure our double crochet is in front of, so diagonal to the left. I'm going to do a double crochet into this stitch. 1 row down. Pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. So the next 3 stitches, single crochet. Again, this is this next stitch, so diagonal a little to the left. I'm going to put my double crochet 1 row down. In the next 3 stitches, single crochet. Continue to do that all the way until you get back up to the beginning again. And the stitch before the end will be 1 row down, double crochet. Okay, I've come up to my last stitch here. And what you want to do with the next double crochet is to go under the beginning stitch where you started and do a double crochet there. Then I'm going to go ahead, where's my stitch here? I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch, not slip stitch, do a half, I'm going to cut my yarn here, half single crochet, cut your yarn, and you're going to switch colors like you did before. Sorry about this dark color, I know it's kind of difficult to see. Okay, I'm going to switch my color to red this time. Pull my blue string tight, snug, not too tight. And then in the same stitch that I just changed into, I'm going to go ahead and just single crochet there. Let's see, 1, 2, just a second, let me make sure my number's here. Okay, what I think I'm going to have you guys do is just in this next stitch, slip stitch. And slip stitch and chain 1. And that's going to leave this stitch open for when I come back around. And what I'm going to do is pick another place, anywhere. Get your next color. And then any stitch that's to the left of where you did the double crochet, you can attach your yarn by doing a single crochet, by pulling up 1 loop and then pulling through 2 to attach. And then single crochet for the next 2 stitches. And then, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3. this this stitch here that I told you to enter, that's where you're going to be doing your next down. So you need to go one over than that. Sorry about that. See, this is why I usually don't like to wait a week before doing a tutorial on something I designed. So bear with me. So there's your drop down, then there's the next stitch. You just want to skip it into here, because the idea is that you want to end your third single crochet over the double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, and that brings us over the double crochet so that we can do our double crochet next, which is going to be underneath the row that we did before. And then the next 3 stitches, do a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, which brings us over our double crochet from the previous round, and then now we're going to want to go underneath the single crochet from the previous round and do our double crochet. And you can see how it's starting to take effect. Continue that all the way around. Single crochet 3, and then drop down to the next row and do a double crochet. Okay, when you get to this little stitch that we ended with last time, just go ahead and go into that same stitch where you double crocheted with the, well, I used blue. Just go ahead and double crochet into that same one, and then behind the stitch, use that stitch as a first single crochet, and the second, and then that'll bring you over on the top of this double crochet. Okay, I've come to the end of my row. I have my double crochet here, and I'm going to slip stitch to this beginning single crochet, chain 1, and cut my yarn. Now I want to switch back for one row to my yellow yarn that I started with. Making my slip knot. Then again, I want to start somewhere else, somewhere random. Start here. Okay, and like we learned before, this is my double crochet. I want to skip the stitch to the left of it and then attach my yarn by using a single crochet method. Pull up a loop, single crochet, then single crochet the next 2 stitches, and then again, this is our last double crochet, so we want to go under our last row, which is red here. So we're going to go underneath that and make our next double crochet. Now we're going to have 3 of these little things in a row. And continue to do 3 single crochets, and then 1 row down, double crochet, just like you did for the last 2 rows. And I'll see you back at the beginning. Okay, I made it to the end of my row again. Slip stitch into that beginning stitch of the row, chain 1, cut your yarn. Then you want to switch back to blue or whatever color that you used for your second color when you first changed colors on your headband. There we go. And then again, pick a random place to start. Guess I'll pick here. And then again, skip the one next to it. Go into the second. Pull up. Single crochet on. Single crochet 2 more. Bringing you above your double crochet. And then underneath the yellow, do a double crochet. And then 3 single crochets, and then drop down double crochet. Continue to do this, and I'll see you at the end. Got to the end of my row. Slip stitch in my beginning stitch. Sure you guys have got the drill now. Chain 1, catch your yarn, and now you're going to be switching back to your second color that you changed to, which mine's red. And you're going to attach it same way as you did the last few rounds. Pick a random place, skip the one next to the double crochet, single crochet on, single crochet 2 more, bringing you over the double crochet, and then underneath the blue from the last round, double crochet, then single crochet 3, and then do a drop down double crochet. And I'll see you when you get to the end of this round. Again here, slip stitch into the beginning stitch, and chain 1, cut your yarn, and then you're going to be doing one more row like this. This will be your last row of the drop down double crochet. So get back to your original color, pick a random place, find a double crochet, skip one to the left, and then continue. And then when you get to the end of the row, I'll tell you what you need to do next. Okay, I reached the end of my row, and what I want to do is go ahead and get my marker here, the original spot, and I want to move it here to mark my first stitch where my new beginning will be. And now instead of slip stitching in the first, just go ahead and single crochet into this first one. That's 1. You need to do a total of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. After your 8th single crochet, you need to do a decrease. And then again do 8 single crochets, 4, 6, 7, 8, and then do a decrease. And those who don't know how to do a decrease, you just go through, pull up a yarn, go through the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then you just go through all 3 loops. And continue to do this all the way around, and you'll be doing it for this row and the next row, which are the last 2 rows. Okay, I'm not making up to my last row here. Now I'm 6. Just keep on going. 7, 8, and decrease. Just keep working in the round, and then do the last row exactly the same way. Single crochet 8, decrease. Just keep on working around, and then when you get up to here, then you fasten off your yarn. Here I am at the end, and at the end you should have 45 stitches all the way around. Now I'm just going to slip stitch the stitch to the left, cut my yarn, and then you can work in your tails now or later. It's up to you. Now we need to make our flower. We need to switch to our 3.5 millimeter hook or size E hook, and I'm going to be using a little bit of white for my center. So I'm going to grab that. Move this out of my way so you guys don't get unfocused. Okay, to make the flower, Start by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to slip stitch in the beginning chain to form a ring. Chain 1, and then in the center of the ring you want to work 8 single crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I just want to count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is my first stitch here. You want to slip stitch into that beginning stitch, chain 1, and cut your yarn. Now you want to switch to whatever color you want to make your flower. You can use any of these 2 colors. I think I'm going to use red just because it shows up better. Okay, now I want to attach my yarn by doing a single crochet, and I'm going to go ahead and start in the place where I left off here. So that's 1, and in the same stitch do another single crochet. In the next stitch do 2 single crochets, and in all the 8 stitches around do 2 single crochets, and at the end you should have 16 stitches. Okay, I got to the end of my row here. I'm going to slip stitch into the beginning stitch, just like that, and then chain 3. And then I want to pull up my loop just a little bit, and I need to do 4 triple crochets. To do a triple crochet, you wrap your yarn around twice, then go into that same stitch, pull up a loop, and then you want to go through 2 loops, 2 loops, and 2 loops. 3 sets of 2. Wrap it around twice again into the same stitch, you need to do a total of 4 triple crochets. 1, 2, 3. And my last triple crochet into the stitch. Then you want to do a chain 3. Pull your yarn just a little, and then slip stitch into the same stitch. Just like that. And the next one we have to single crochet 3. So I know it's going to be difficult to find, but this next stitch to the left, the petal we just did, single crochet there, and then the next 2 stitches do a single crochet, and then we're going to be making another petal. So we chain 3, pull up a little bit, and then we want to do 4 triple crochets in that same stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you want to chain 3 again, pull up your loop just a little, slip stitch into that beginning, into the same stitch, and then again find the next stitch to the left and single crochet 3 times, or I should say the next 3 stitches. So just make sure you get that stitch to the left. Once you get your 3, what you want to do is slip stitch into the next one here and chain 3. Pull your loop up and then do 3 triple crochets into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you want to chain 3, pull up your loop in the same stitch, slip stitch. Then again, find that stitch to the left, single crochet, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Always going to be doing 3 single crochets. Then I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch over to the next, chain 3, pull up, then do 4 triple crochets. Go to the same stitch. Four. Chain 3, pull up a loop, slip stitch in the same stitch, and then single crochet in the next stitch to the left, and then the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into this last one here and make our, but actually I'm going to, this is the last petal, so I'm going to only single crochet 2 times, and then in this third I'm going to slip stitch into, then chain 3, pull up, and in the same stitch do your triple crochet, 4 triple crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3, pull up a loop, slip stitch into that same space. Then go ahead and single crochet into this next space, and then this last beginning space here where we first started our petal, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that one. Chain 1, and then leave yourself enough tail to sew your flower onto your project. Pull my loop up. Okay, I'm going to get my needle here. And where I did the flower before is I put it here at the very beginning where I started. And if you want, you can put the petal here, try to hide the beginning knob. And then just flip it around, make it the front. Okay, what I did is go through the headband, and then I started coming up kind of on the inside, not quite along the edge, but just inside the petal. And here again, not exactly on the edge, but just inside. because I want the edge of my petal to stick out just a little. And continue doing that all the way around. Go down, but I'm going to bring my needle up right before the edge. Just continue to do that to all your petals and make sure that you keep fixing your flower. Make sure it's where you want it. Okay, when you get done with sewing your flower on and you're happy with it, go ahead and bring your needle to the back. And then you can work in through the stitches behind the flower because it's going to hide it. You can pull up the loop and then just tie it like that. Just go a little bit away again, pull up, just keep pulling up, put my thumb here to stop the yarn. Then I just go through that loop I just made. Tie a knot. I like to at least do it about 3 times just to make sure it's not going to come undone. Then I just go through, pull my yarn all the way through like that. Cut my tail. And that's it. Just work in your tails and you'll be done. That's how you make the flower headband. Thank you for watching this tutorial. And if you liked it, please like this video and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.